But if we were going to put it down to what's happening at the moment, what do you consider some of the biggest challenges facing educators in modern education at the moment?
The word that I hear week in and week out is it's complex,
Mm,
complexity. The complexity has really increased over the years. So we've got the complexity with all the different layers, the thousands of layers. And when you talk about one of those layers by itself, you think, oh, that's manageable. We could do that. But
yeah.
it's just the sheer amount of layers. So it's the complexity. And also with that is the intensity. The emotional intensity is just so charged. Because when we started out in schools, every term had a really predictable rhythm. 1 to 3, you were settling in, and then there was a big lift to assessments, and then it was a bit of a settle. Where now it feels like from the first breath on the first day, it's peak.
Mm,
And it's peak for those 10 weeks. It's a sprint and then breathe, sprint and breathe, sprint and breathe. So we've got increasing complexity, increase in intensity, and then also just the social expectations have changed
mm.
so much.
Yeah, and I think you hit something on the head there as well, which is the emotional load, the emotional intensity of having to be on all the time. And what are some of the things that you're seeing and hearing around that emotional intensity?
There's just so much reactivity.
Mm,
So I could talk with a principal who's talking about a difficult parent. Now, difficult parents aren't new.
yeah,
We're used to that. But what is new is an AI generated email that goes on for multiple paragraphs
yeah,
and coming through at all times because we've got the internet, we've got emails. Once upon a time, there was no emails. We
yeah.
had a pigeonhole and we had an in tray. Life was
I
good.
remember that time when I started teaching. Yeah,
I loved an in tray and I
yeah,
loved a pigeonhole because
yeah,
when you finished at the end of the day, it was expected that you'd go and have a life. You'd go play tennis, you'd catch up with a friend, go to footy training, whatever it was.
yeah,
Where now that instant access to people is so different. Even when you put a sports team up, a student can text their parent, and within 3 minutes of it being up, there's an email. Like
yeah.
it's so quick. There's not a whole heap of pause. Let's think on this and let's go back to it tomorrow. So we've got that real reactivity, and not just in our parents, in our staff rooms. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, some of the staff rooms that I walk into, I feel like there's a lot. There's heat. There's a visceral heat in this room. And
Mm.
then also we experience that with our young people and that reactivity. And then we want to solve that problem right then and right now, where generally a lot of the problems will resolve themselves if we all just take a beat and
Yeah.
come back tomorrow to talk about it once our brain's back online.